Hello lovelies, it's Lesley. Not quite enough snow. It started snowing here, which is quite unusual. It hasn't settled, which I'm grateful for, because I've got to go out later. But, gosh, snow. I know some of you live with snow half the year, but it's unusual, especially in this part of the UK. But I'll stop waffling. Waffling? Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Thank you for all your thoughts and comments, as always. I'm so glad to hear from you, so thank you. As you can see, I'm scaling up some more hand spun. Another braid is finished. A bit quicker this time because I decided to do a 2-ply. It was kind of getting a bit thick. I couldn't get a thin spin on it. So I thought, well, maybe the best thing is to try and be consistent at a thicker ply. So that's what I've tried. I'm not entirely convinced I've been successful, but I've tried, and that's the important thing. So how have we been? What have we been doing? Last Friday, so the podcast, the vlog rather, went up on Friday afternoon. But I finished recording it on Thursday because Friday morning I had an hour-and-a-half dental appointment. I broke my front tooth in November and knew from visiting the dentist that it would require root canal work and a crown. But first, the old root canal work had to be removed, and that took a long time. So I've got to go back later in the month for the next part of the treatment. But I knew that after an hour-and-a-half in the dentist chair, I would not be feeling the most alert. The anaesthetic worked well. I could feel what the dentist was doing as he was trying to get the old root canal work out, but nothing was hurting. But at no point during that process did I think that's really going to feel bruised later, and of course it did. So Friday and Saturday morning I was feeling quite bruised and a bit sorry for myself. So I'd left Friday relatively clear in case I wasn't fit to do any work, and I went and had my hair cut instead because that didn't require a lot of mental capacity, so that worked. Saturday, went to see my dad, took him shopping. First time I've been around a supermarket pushing a wheelchair with someone with a trolley attached to the wheelchair, so that was interesting. Didn't run anyone over, so that was good. Consider that a win. Sunday just kind of chilled at home, and today it's Monday. So I've been working this morning, had a Zoom call earlier, and just scaling this up while I chat to you lovelies. So this is some Polworth, I think. Can't remember who it's by. It's very pretty. But I will go through all the details on the month end podcast. But perhaps the most important thing is that I have finished my Advent sweater. It is currently drying. So it didn't get finished in time for Christmas as celebrated by many, but it did get finished on Orthodox Christmas Day, January the 6th. So I'm going to take that as an Advent project. It's not a race. I'm always the one to say it's not a race. But I was beginning to think, am I ever going to finish this? Because I was thoroughly enjoying it, but I was beginning to feel as if it was going to go on forever. And that wouldn't be a problem in and of itself. It's just that I had other things that I wanted to get started on. So I got it done, and it's been soaked and it's currently drying. So I will be talking all about that and showing you for month end as well. Ooh, sorry, a little bit noisy on the old bobbin there. Thank you to everyone who's been taking part already in the make-along, the Modification MAL. A lot of conversation on the thread already, so that's great. And don't forget, if Ravelry isn't for you, by all means email me any pictures of works in progress or anything you've done, and I will happily add it to the thread. As I say, the last couple of make-alongs I've done, that's tended to work, so I'm sticking with that. But if we find it doesn't work, then other things will take its place. So yes, that's oh, we're finished. So yes, it's feeling sort of quite constructive-ish. Yeah, this is a fleece. It's very sort of pretty pinks and blues. So the sort of colour palette that I'm drawn towards. So this will be soaked and then reskeined and thwacked if necessary. Sometimes one feels the need to thwack yarn. I just like the word thwack, can you tell? And there are many ways of thwacking. Some people take the skein and kind of beat it that way, and others thwack it against a piece of hard furniture. See what sort of mood I'm in. See if anyone's upset me between now and then. That might determine how it happens. But very pretty yarn. I don't know how many meters I will have got, because I've gone for slightly thicker. Those of you who are spinning, I'm sure you watch Bente, the Epilogue lady, but she is holding a fluff to stuff MAL this year with the hope to encourage people to spin. So whether you're a spinner already, or you're thinking about starting, or you're an experienced spinner, all are encouraged. And she has a thread on Ravelry, which will be a chatter and FO thread, because what she's hoping for is to have a sort of community of spinners. So if you've got a fairly inexperienced spinner and they have a question, they can get on there and others can listen and read and answer and learn, which I think is a fabulous idea. So the hope is to get people spinning, but also to then get them making stuff with their spun yarn, because that's always the danger, that either it feels not good enough to work with, or too precious to work with, or it's a unique weight or unique consistency. A lot of hand spun is thick and thin, we know this, so it's not necessarily easy to incorporate into other items. But the hope is to get people spinning and then using what they've spun and enjoying both parts of that process. So I will link Bente's podcast below, but as I say, she has the Fluff to Stuff MAL, which I think is running for all of the year, or certainly for a lot of it. So it's one of my jars of ends that I use for ties. So you'll be able to get involved if you're a spinner, or if you're just thinking about it. So here is the latest lot, pretty colours. I'm about to uncurl this and go and soak it in a minute, but lovely soft pretty colours in there. And it was nice to spin, it was a lovely feel. I just couldn't get it to go as thin as I do some other fibres, so we live, we learn. Cheers. Hello lovelies. It's Wednesday. I've been gleaning sweaters the last couple of days. I've had a couple of fluffy ones, and I put the bits in the bin. Obviously my first thought was, could I spin with them, but let's not overextend ourselves. And my second thought was, Christmas has definitely gone, hasn't it? Because it looks like something nasty has happened to an elf in my bin. So but look what I'm wearing. This is my Advent Recalibrate in all its colourful glory. I will give all the details at month end, of course, but isn't this just fabulous? It's quite long, it's longer than I expected. In hindsight, I probably didn't need to add my own yarn in for the front and back panels. I could have worked on the colours that Barbara kindly provided. but I don't mind it being long. I like a long baggy one, as we know. So yes, very excited that this is done. I'm now working on I have a friend, just the one. I have a friend who has a birthday next week, and another friend of theirs has arranged a gathering this Saturday. And it occurred to me, well, I was thinking, what can I get them as a gift? Then it occurred to me that I could make them a gift. In fact, I should make them a gift. I am known for making things, so therefore I should make a gift. And that thought occurred to me yesterday, i.e. Tuesday. So I am making them a shawlette, which I hope works up quickly. Had a bit of a false start. The yarn I initially chose was more the colours of the person that the gift is for, but the yarn was quite heavily speckled and it just didn't look right with the pattern. So I changed to something which is still speckled but much more subtly, and I'm working on that, so you'll hopefully see that by the end of the week. If not, I either need to A, go shopping, or B, find the scarf that I wove some time ago that would also make a nice gift. I'll sort it, don't worry. But yes, we are done, we are blocked, we are finished, we are stripy, we are colourful, we are happy. Cheers. Hello lovelies. Yes, I'm wearing my Advent sweater again. And I'm also wearing my roulotte shawl, which has some of the same yarn that I used in this centre panel. So it kind of, I won't say it goes, because this doesn't really go with anything, but it goes with everything in that sense. I was talking about my friend and the birthday and the quick gift. Thankfully, it was quick. So we have here, it's a Premier Yarns free pattern. I'll do all the details at month end. I'll record that bit in a minute. And it's the Sizzling Scalloped Shawlette. So it's crochet, very simple, very easy to memorise, which was great. Worked sideways and finished. Yay! I'm not blocking it, partly because I don't know that it will dry in time. We've still got quite cold, damp weather here, so I don't know that it will dry. I don't want to hand over a damp gift. Also, I don't really feel it needs it. You can see the scallops, and it's going to be kind of tied around someone's neck, so it's not necessarily going to require a lot of careful blocking. The yarn is stranded. Now this is some vintage stranded dye works because it was Jude's old style label. It's the MCN, back in the days when it was called Paradise, but it's his MCN base in the Sugar Plum colourway. Don't know that he still dyes Sugar Plum. Haven't seen it for a while, but kind of haven't been looking, if you see what I mean. But it's a lovely tonal lilac lavender sort of colour, and then speckles of bright pink. There's some navy, just a few speckles just to give it a bit of interest, but not to look muddled in a crochet pattern. So happy with that. Hope my friend is. So we're at Friday. And that's probably the main thing I'm doing this week. I'm out tomorrow night for a meal for that friend's birthday with a group of people, some of whom I know, some of whom I don't, so that should be fun. Going for a curry, always a good choice. And then Sunday going to see my dad, possibly taking him shopping again if he has more things on his list he needs. Yeah, I had to tidy up this room a bit, not that you'd ever know. But I got it all sorted out for all my works in progress and all of that sort of stuff. And then himself said, well, we've got people staying Saturday night. He'd put in his calendar, we have access to each other's calendars online. We're very fancy. And he'd put that he was going out, but not that people were staying. So I'm like, oh. So I had stuff all over the floor and it was very chaotic. But this morning I donated the large box that I had of things I was collecting for the local hospice, for their shops. So that's gone. So that's created quite a lot of floor space and will hopefully do them some good as well. And everything else is a little more ordered. I'm not going to show you because ordered is a relative term. But we have room to pull the futon out and make the bed anyway, so that's all good. All right, my lovelies, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. Thanks ever so much. Have a good week. Stay safe. Take care. Enjoy your crafting. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.